All right, it is 10 a.m. and all of my alarms are going off. Let me be sure to silence them. Again, thank you, each and every one of you, for being here on this morning. It is Saturday, January 24th. It is 10 a.m. Today's training is going to be episode 3, Design Once, Sell Daily. We're going to be learning how to content batch as well as automate our creative designs and videos. So let me come on camera. All right, there we are. All right, so welcome back, everyone. I see that we are all nice and comfortable in our homes, and we're preparing for the snow, right? We're preparing for the snow. Houston, Texas, 40 degrees, says Jean. Kaishana, New York City's in the house. Yep, we're preparing for a snowstorm. Same in Jersey. -8 in Toledo, Ohio. Oh my goodness. Philly. Everyone from Philly, but you live in Atlanta. It's 38 degrees. It's cold. It's cold. Long story short, it's cold. But we're going to warm up today. We're going to get our fingers stretching. I forgot to put on my cachet rings. It's all right. But again, the AI training series is going to be built for you, and you, so that you can, of course, become a little bit more familiar with graphic design, as well as become more comfortable in creating and sharing, but most importantly, reclaiming a lot of your time. And today specifically is the reclaiming our time. I love my auntie Maxine Waters, from the member of Congress, when she says, I'm reclaiming my time. We're reclaiming our time because you don't have to post, despite contrary belief, you do not have to post every single day in order to be successful. That's actually not true. But I'm going to show you how you can design once, and you can share that design and or creation in multiple ways, and you can still be able to see the results that you seek, whether it's selling or whether it's increasing your engagement or increasing your brand, or if it's gaining new followers. So it really depends on your ultimate goal. But content creation is going to help you achieve. AI tools that's going to help you create is going to help you achieve those goals. So by the end of today's training, you'll know how to, create multiple pieces of content. Let me just silence my phone. Multiple pieces of content in one sitting, and using AI that's going to help you speed up the process. I'm going to show you how to schedule your posts, so that your business works even when you're on vacation or when you're busy. So this is all about freedom, absolutely no pressure. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. And how many, by a show of hands, or if you want to drop your hand in the comment section, by a show of hands, how many of you guys sometimes feel burnt out, by the end of the week, and you're like, I got to create some content, I got to post for the business, but I'm tapped out, right? By a show of hands, yes. Angela's like, yes. Jean's like, yes. Adrian, yes. Right? I'm the same way, literally same way. But again, this is, I think for me, having that burnout, it really came from doing things last minute. All right. Like, if I'm honest with myself, I'm like, all right, we're going live in about 2 hours and I haven't posted a graphic, posted an announcement. But that comes from like doing things last minute. But this AI series, again, we're going to batch create, and we're going to let the fatigue and the burnout, let that go to the other side, because we're going to now be creators in this. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up Chat GPT. So again, we are using Chat GPT to batch create content. I'm not sure if everyone was here from the last week, but I like using Chat GPT on the web, because you can have unlimited prompts, whereas the app, unless you're paying for that subscription, I think you're only limited to like 6 prompts for the day. So I use the Chat GPT on the web or your internet browser. That way you have unlimited unlimited prompts. So Chat GPT and Gemini. And then we're going to schedule using Meta Business Suite. Excuse me, I'm so under the weather. And TikTok Shop Seller. Let's see. All right, so we're opening Chat GPT. We're going to, so I have a privacy screen. Oh boy, I probably should have took that off. So we're opening Chat GPT. We're going to do a new prompt. Where's my pointer clicker? Okay, so here, new chat. I can't even see new chat. I'm just going to tap it, new chat. Okay. And again, I'm logged in because I like to save my prompts. So it says, what can I help you with today? So today we're going to start with words because words is what gives visuals, right? So we're going to create 5 short scripts, image scripts for social media that's going to promote our jewelry. Now, again, that's the goal, promoting our jewelry. Now, you can have specific goals as promoting new arrivals, say, for instance, or promoting cachet, or making a live announcement, or creating a customer appreciation post, et cetera, so forth. But again, we're reclaiming our time. So we're going to create content that we can reuse every single time so we don't have to keep doing it all over again, starting from scratch. Okay, so let me go ahead and copy this prompt. And at the end of today's session, once the video is downloaded and uploaded, I will give you the summary that will contain a recap of today's lesson as well as the prompts that I'm giving you. All right, so here's a prompt. Create 5 short image scripts for social media posts promoting. I'm going to put my business name. I want you to change it to your business name. So again, we're all about branding, marketing and branding. So my business name is going to be there. All right, that's the first prompt. Create 5 short image scripts for social media posts promoting K-Star Collection jewelry. Include on-screen text ideas and a clear call to action. All right, so let me copy that and paste it on my phone in Chat GPT. Okay, we have that there. Then you're going to hit, I may have to use my finger on this one, hit enter. All right, now what does it say? All right, so it gave me multiple responses. The first response is saying, okay, this is Unbox the Glow. The visual is a model holding a glamorous jewelry box, slightly open with sparkle effects. The on-screen text is new arrivals are here, bold, bright, beautiful. The caption or call to action is tap to shop and claim your sparkle. Shop now before they sell out. So they give me different responses, and generally, it's it's really the language is going to be tailored to how you speak. Okay, so that's a second response. And then if I scroll down, I believe there was another response. Yep. So for each response, there are about 3 different types of, I guess, voices, how I like to say it, giving your brand a voice, how you speak. There's another option of everyday luxury. So the first one that I just read is unboxing the glow. I'll copy and paste that. Good morning, Hanifa. Good morning, beautiful. Okay, so that's the first one, unbox. That's the response that I'm dropping in the comment section right now. The second response is everyday luxury. So the visual could be a close-up of layered necklaces and earrings on a neutral outfit. The on-screen text can be your everyday look just got elevated. The caption or call to action is affordable luxury you love. Shop the collection now. The third response, or the third option, is from simple to styled. So again, it's giving you literally options of what is it exactly you want to show and or promote and or advertise. Really, what do you want to create? So if I want to have a piece of graphic or a piece of content that I can reuse over and over again, let's see which one I will choose. new arrivals. I know, excuse me. I know I always go to new arrivals because we always have jewelry coming in, right? So I would say the first one, Unbox the Glow, would probably be the more realistic piece of content that I would create all the time because I have new arrivals coming in every single week, right? We have new arrivals coming in every single week. So the first one, Unbox the Glow, I am going to now tell, oh my gosh, there's so many. There's so many. Look at this. There's so many. And it's asking you, do you prefer this response or that response? So let's do Unbox the Glow. So literally, it gave us 5 based on that first response. You have Unbox the Glow, because we asked for 5. You have Everyday Luxury. You have From Simple to Styled. Number 4 is the Perfect Gift Alert, right? Number 5 is $5 glow up. Now I do have to change the price because clearly it's not $5, right? $8 glow up. So those are the 5 responses that AI has given us. So now that's going to remove the guesswork on now what we're going to create. So we're not starting from scratch. AI is going to give us that information. So now the next prompt we're going to ask AI to perform is write 5 social media captions to match these image scripts. The tone is confident, it is friendly, it's inviting. And again, I'm using the adjectives that I want the content to look like. If you want yours to be fun, adventurous, shout out to my girl Eve, where she did a dope graphic recently that I saw where she's literally like, she's a news reporter and you see the snow behind her and she's like, listen, it might be snowing, but you're going to come get your sparkles today. You're going to come get your shine on today. It's super dope. So perhaps the environment is going to be different. Perhaps it's going to be more of a playful tone if you don't want it to be the friendly and inviting, right? So you're going to use the adjectives that you desire. And if you still need help, again, you can ask ChatGPT to, revise those adjectives. All right. So now that's the next prompt. I'm going to enter that into ChatGPT. So I copied and pasted, and then I hit enter. Still trying to learn how to, excuse me, work this new phone. So hit enter, and then it's going to give us a response. So now here are the 5 confident, friendly, and inviting captions that ChatGPT has now provided. Okay, this is their response. So I do have to actually, okay. All right. So those are the responses. And again, that's going to be our social media captions. Now, even with this, you can still say include emojis, add the top 5 trending hashtags, et cetera, so forth. But, this is a teachable moment that literally that took seconds to ask and then to receive that prompt. So you don't need the perfect captions. Shorter is always sweeter, because short and clear, when you give clarity, we talked about clarity last week, it works. It works. And consumers' brains are like that. Imagine us, scrolling. You want that content that's going to stop the scroll, that's going to capture your viewers' attention, and then really have them take action based on what they see. All right. So I want you to save these for reuse. And again, this alone is going to save you hours. You see how we got 5? Now we can create a 30-day calendar. We're not going to jump ahead, but just know that you can turn those quantities from create 5 social media posts or 5 images. You can ask for 30. Okay. So now we are going to come on over to Gemini. And we're going to turn these ideas into visuals. All right, everyone still with me? Let me see some hearts, some love. Okay, so now Google Gemini. Okay, so again, I always get asked the question, do you have to pay for it? The short answer is no, you don't have to. You don't have to pay for it. but I pay for it. My jewelry pays for it. My sales from my jewelry pays for it. Google Pro One for me costs $24.99 per month. That's less than 4 pieces of jewelry sold. I can sell 4 pieces in one day. So 1 day's minimally worth of sales pays for the entire month. Yes, you can also use the free version. However, there may be some functionality differences from what you'll see on my end versus what you'll see if you don't have that premium subscription. I also share that another sister or sisters have shared that if you register with your Google Pro as a student, then you can either get the first year free or get a reduced amount on the membership. So that's just a heads up or an FYI. So you could choose what's best for you in your business at this time. Again, this is what works for me and my business at this time. But as you grow, you certainly want to, of course, have your subscriptions grow with your business as well. Okay, so I'm logged in. And again, it's good to be logged in because it will save your previous history. So if I tap right here, all right, you can see some of the images that I created as well as some of the prompts that I've created. I don't know how long back it goes to because I create every single day, multiple times a day, but it's pretty lengthy. All right, so now here is the prompt that we are going to ask Gemini. All right, we're going to create a clean, feminine promotional image for K-Style collection. So again, the words that I'm using is for my business and my niche, my target audience, my customer base. If you don't want feminine promotional images, you could say diverse to have it mixed up. You can say masculine if you just want to showcase men. Or masculine forms of, pieces of jewelry. But again, you can play around with the language, but this is the prompt that I'm going to put in. All right, so let's go ahead and I have to copy and paste this. Let me go back, copy and paste. So those 5 prompts that we just, those 5 the image scripts, the 5 image scripts that we just created. I'm going to copy and paste that into the chat now so you can follow along. This is what we are going to tell Gemini to do, right? All right, so create clean promotional images, K-Style collection. I'm going to take that out. I may have to break up this chat because it's a character limit and I'm about 300 characters over. Okay, so I'm gonna break this up. All right, so this is part 1. It's a continuation, and this is part 2. And let's do, again, I'm only breaking this up because there's a character limit on the chat. Okay. But generally speaking, this will be all one prompt in Gemini. Okay, let me scroll on up. Scroll down, copy this. So the prompt is create clean, feminine promotional images of K-Style collection. What's that word? K-Style collection image using these image scripts. And again, down here is those image scripts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, but the prompt also says simple layouts, bold text, neutral tones. Now, because I also talked to Gemini, they already know my brand colors and they also already know my tone of voice, but they take that into consideration as well. Now we're going to hit the enter key. You have the 5 prompts, image scripts. That's number 5. Okay, now you're going to hit enter and we're going to see what it does. So again, you can either do this one by one, but again, we're reclaiming our time. So we can, if we can do everything in one shot, put everything in that one field for AI to then generate. Now, we also have to consider that AI is simply a computer program. So we'll take a little bit of time just to think, but generally it's no more than like 5 or really 10 seconds. All right. So now, as you can see, it generated literally a collage. A collage. Let's see if I could copy and paste this. Copy. Maybe I have to hit save. Image copied. And share this with you so that you could see it up close. Ooh, excuse me. So sorry, guys. I thought that I was already larger on the screen. Okay. Thank you so much, Mary. All right, so let me share this image that it just created. Share screen. Okay. All right. Can everyone see that? I believe we're sharing the screen now. Okay. So let's walk through these results. Okay. So as you can see, it created literally, it is 5 pieces of content, but we can also ask it to individually separate each one of these images. Also, um, I don't know why AI always reverts to a more, I guess, more European woman type of model. I guess the safe way of saying it. But this is where you can also, in that prompt, say use a African American model, or you can use a mixed or a diverse model, or a just play with the words on the model, because remember the 4 layers of realism is model, environment, lighting, and then photography specs. So this is where the subject comes in. The subject is you're describing your model. So again, you can be more specific to those results, or if you don't mind, you can use the results that are clearly generated here. So the very first graphic to the left, new arrivals are here, bold, brilliant, beautiful. Then at the top middle, case out collection, your everyday look just got elevated. The third one to that, I'm sorry, the very next one to the right of that is jewelry changes everything, the before and the after. Then down below, the perfect gift, no occasion needed. And then $5 looks that look like money, shmoney, glow without the guilt. Now, again, what you're seeing here, this is just the content that you're creating. Okay, so it has consistency, and you can see how one idea can become multiple visuals. So now we can literally take, what I'll do is I'm going to show you how we could take one of these visuals and turn it into a movie. Okay, and we're going to still be operating in Gemini. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so that you can see this larger. I'm so sorry, you guys were looking at me at that small window box. I forgot to stop sharing the screen. All right, so I'm here on my camera roll. Okay, I'm here on my camera roll. You could do this one of 2 ways. You can, of course, go back to Gemini and say, hey, like just create the one at a time. And what I mean by that is, let me go to Gemini. Okay, so instead of putting all 5 of those, just do one at a time. So let's do the first script. The first script. So I'm gonna delete everything beneath that. Okay, so I'm just using that first script, create feminine promotional images for K-Style collection using this, this image script, not these, because now we're doing singular. Okay, and we're going to do the first one, unbox the glow. So if we're going to hit that one so that it creates that first image. And then once we have this image, then we're going to ask Google to create a video. And while it's loading, I'm going to get the prompt ready and I'm going to paste it in the comment section below. Did it do it again? Okay. So sometimes Gemini, it don't want to cooperate, but that's okay. What we can do is copy. You tap and hold. It asks you, do you want to copy text or edit it? Let's copy the text. Let's open up a new chat window. So it's brand new. Okay, brand new. And then again, we're going to paste it, and then hit enter. And this is going to be the script for the video creation. Okay, so again, you can, of course, tailor. So for instance, if you don't want that model, let's go back up here, tap and hold, hit edit. And let's just add right here where we're giving AI the instructions, create a clean, feminine promotional video. After the word feminine, let's just say, create clean, feminine. You could say Black or African American, however, you know, the term that you want to use. Black woman, comma, promotional image. Again, I'm talking about myself. I want to represent myself, my culture, my people. Okay, but I do have customers of all nationalities and ethnicities. So if you want a diversity, then you can definitely do that as well. All right, so I just added more specific language so that the output will result in the input I gave. So I just added the words, feminine Black woman. Okay, now we're going to hit enter. Okay, so it's thinking. Let's see. So it's giving me, it's actually giving me a script. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it. But what I actually want is the image. So we have to say that. We didn't tell it what to create. It just says promotional images. So let's be a little bit more specific. All right, so that what I just shared in the chat box, that was AI's response. And it's telling me a clean, high-end promotional fashion photograph of an elegant Black woman with minimalist aesthetic. She's holding a sleek premium box. Okay, perfect. So now we can literally just copy that. Typically, it doesn't take this many steps, I'll be honest with you. But I don't think I had tapped create an image. I think it was just the text. Okay, so we paste that. Now it's going to create the image. So that was the step that I had forgotten to mention. Down here is what you're creating. So right, that's Nana Banana Pro. So that's create an image. So now we're creating an image. Okay, so here's the image. Pretty dope. Now again, I'm not making this, you know, I don't want the model to look like me. I'm just creating this to, let me share this picture with you. That came through. Okay, and if it still takes too much time, then I'm simply going to just going to hold it up to the screen. So that's the image there. New arrivals are here, bold, brilliant, beautiful. Now that we have our image in this same prompt area, we're now going to X out the image, and we can tap this little filter key, and then we can create video. Tap create video. So let me do that again. Create video. Okay, it says, do you want to start a new chat? We could say yes. So before we start a new chat, you want to make sure that that image is downloaded to your camera roll. Okay. Now from here, we're going to copy and paste that prompt to create a video. Okay. We're going to paste. Okay. Create a short vertical promotional video using the, actually, are we going to do that? Yep. Yep. That is the prompt. Okay. I do have to, there's a spelling error. Create a short vertical promotional video using the attached image. Okay. And then we're going to hit the plus symbol. We're going to attach the photo, which is this one, and hit add. This one here. Check mark. It's attaching the photo there. And now you hit enter. Okay, and it is loading. All right, so again, one script for each image and video. We already have the captions that we created, and then we're going to reuse these visuals across all platforms so that we can keep our branding simple. All right, so this is generally the system, and again, it seems like it's a lot of steps, but once you get the hang of it and the rhythm, it's literally this, all of this will take less than 5 minutes. Okay, so it's still generating the video. Still generating the video. So sometimes, not even sometimes, I know for me, it's to, or before I started creating content, it was like, okay, like I'm gonna need new visuals for every single new thing. And it's like, no, we're gonna work smarter, work hard, and not work smarter and not harder. So we don't necessarily need new content, but we need a system. And that system's actually going to help you. And then while it's still loading, I'll just share with you. So in my camera roll, back over here. My camera roll, I actually have folders. So you have your general library. I have an iPhone 17 Pro Max. So this is the collections, and then I have individual albums. Now I actually have go live graphics. Now I do have to update it because there are some new dates and times that I revamped since the new year. But this is literally the folder that I go to. So if it's Wardrobe Wednesday, then guess what? We're just going to create this graphic, and then I can turn this graphic into a movie. If it's a collaboration, I'm always going to have this graphic as an image, and then I can turn it into a moving video, Monday Night Live, et cetera, so forth. So I literally have a album that I can always go to when I'm ready to post, or should I want to schedule the post, so that you're not looking for the graphics from 2-3 years ago. Okay, now let's see if that video is done. All right, perfect. It is done. So here is the video. Let me see if I could share it. Let's see if it'll airdrop. It will airdrop, so I'm going to open it up and share it. I shared the link and not the video. Download. And then photos. Library. All right, airdropping. Hey, Sherry, thank you so much, dearie. All right, so it's loading. Let me share my screen. Okay, thing for on screen share. So I want to see how I can make it bigger. All right, so let me see. Let me stop sharing the screen there. I'm gonna pull up the actual video on my device and make it larger so that you could see it because it has that clarity. Whew, I'm telling you. Is it opening? Let me close some of these windows so it could operate a little bit faster. All right, here we are. Let's come back to the Zoom. Share screen. Okay, so here it is. Now we press play. So again, that is a simple, when I say simple, simple. Now, of course, if you want your brand colors or if you want her holding actually K-style collection jewelry, we could always take it a step further. When we created this prompt, you can include also additional photos of perhaps blockbuster necklaces. So when you're doing specific jewelry, and that's a thing too, if I'm going to reuse a piece of content over and over again, I'm going to use jewelry that I know will always be in stock. For example, our blockbusters. For example, our Z collection. And again, even with those, we're creating a new image using those photos as inspiration. So we're not going to change a Z stock photo and make it into a video itself. You're going to create a new image because when you create a new image, that's your creation. That belongs to you now. It doesn't belong to paparazzi, right? Paparazzi stock photos are paparazzi stock photos. And then any images you create, they belong to you. All right. So again, you can tweak the wording, the image, the model, the environment. But again, those details, when you're creating, it's like you don't want those fine details. This is something short, sweet, simple, and then that's going to get people excited to, oh, there's new arrivals. Okay, now I definitely got to tune in. All right, so now that we have both of our visuals, we have the image and we have the video. Everyone still with me? Let me see some love. You still with me? Now we are going to put this on autopilot. So let's go ahead and open up Meta Business Suite. All right, see the hearts. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Monique. All right. Now, for those who don't know, Meta Business Suite is essentially a professional, I want to say it's a professional system or like platform where you can integrate both your Facebook business page as well as your Instagram business account and literally and seamlessly post to both by just doing one simple creation, so to speak. It also gives you analytics. It also gives you challenges. So if you're wanting to increase your engagement and things like that, so they have different challenges. They have like to-do lists. So if you have messages from customers, et cetera, so forth. So this platform, Meta Business Suite, is simply essential. It's like your one-stop shop for managing your online business pages in one area. Okay. So let's start. Oh, I got 2 unread messages. Okay. Excuse me. So on the home screen, okay, if we come down, you could do real story, advertise or photos, I always select this plus symbol, and then it opens up a larger menu option of what you want to post. So I always start with the images first, but it doesn't matter which one you start with. You could do images or reels, but I start with the images first. I tapped post, and then it asks you to select where you want to post. My Facebook and Instagram are automatically selected. Sometimes I have to deselect Instagram because the picture doesn't fit its ratio size, but that's where I've kind of learned how just to crop the photo in the photo album. That's a little bit of uh, a tip, but sometimes I do have to deselect it, but majority of the time it's always both of them selected at the same time. And then you can also choose if you're part of any Facebook groups, you can also post in these Facebook groups. And again, those Facebook groups are going to be, their rules are a little bit different. So I would say don't automatically post in those Facebook groups if they have specific rules and instructions on what you can post. So if you're permitted to post to sell, then you can select those groups at the same time. So again, I love that because I don't want to have to go back to Facebook and select, each one as well. So again, that's also an option. So those are deselected intentionally. We're going to hit the done because we're only posting to Facebook and Instagram. Okay. Now it's saying write something. This is where we're going to pull up our captions for the Unbox the Glow. Okay. So I'm just going to scroll up in the comment section since I already have it pasted. So I'm going to copy that first description, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay. And again, give it a good eyeball before you hit submit. So I'm going to remove the number 1 because again, that was just a result number. Unbox the Glow. And then I'm also going to like drop down. When I read captions, I like to have a little bit of space for readability. So I'm just going to drop this down. Okay. So Unbox the Glow is the title. This is going to be, I guess, the subheading. It's giving main character energy. New arrivals just dropped. Every piece is designed to make you shine. Tap to shop and unbox your glow. Okay, so that's the caption. I just spaced it out. Now for me, I do, again, it has the call to action, which is tap to shop to unbox your glow, but I always add my brand tags. It's something that is just something that I do because you can also be found still by hashtags. So I'll share this. Here's a shortcut. If you have an iPhone, you have what's called auto words or auto. I thank you so much, Eve. Thank you. Yes. Let me see. I believe it's auto text. For those of you who don't have an iPhone, it may be called something different. But for auto text, that means you can create a shortcut, meaning for every shortcut you create, I have the letter IE, but you could use any character or any word. Okay, I have IE. IE is going to automatically bring up that shortcut. And in the shortcut, it says include emojis and top 5 trending hashtags, K-Style collection. So that's the shortcut to that. So if I have my shortcut and the shortcut is hashtag K-Style collection, hashtag affordable luxury, hashtag, you can create that auto text in your phone's device. So that would be in your system settings. Okay, so I'm going to already include my hashtags. I actually have them saved. So in my notes app, I have daily live captions. Okay, so for my Monday show, let's say it's a Monday or a Tuesday, I can just go here and select. All right, so if we're creating 5, then you can actually add this into your notes section and always refer back to it. So I'm just going to go here and select my hashtags. Okay, select them, or you can use that shortcut key. Again, it's up to you. I like the shortcut keys since you're already in the app and you could just text it. You can type it out. All right, so I have my hashtags. Perfect. We have our caption. Perfect. It does give like a little flag here. It says in order to publish, you have to select a photo. And that's okay because that's where we're going to now. So now we're going to select the photo. It says choose media. We're going to select, this is the video. We're going to select the photo. That's the photo there. And then you're going to hit done. Okay. So we have our image, we have our caption, and then let's see, we're going to hit next. All right, scheduling options. You can publish now, you could schedule for later, or you can even save it as a draft. So if you know, perhaps you're working on something and you don't necessarily want to start from the beginning, it's always good to save it as a draft. But for me, because I work in literally creative blocks, meaning I'll spend 2 to 3 hours on a Saturday just creating content for the next week or perhaps the next month, depending on how far ahead I am. You could save it in drafts. You could schedule for later, or you can even publish now. We're doing scheduling and automation. So we're going to schedule for later. When you tap schedule for later, it's actually going to ask you, when do you want to publish it? Today at 5 o'clock, or I'm sorry, that's 11 o'clock, or Sunday, or Monday, or Tuesday. Well, this is now going to be determined up to you. When are new arrivals arriving? When do you have a new arrival show? When do you perhaps you have a dedicated day just for new arrivals each week or each month. So depending on that day and time, you can schedule that post. Now, not even as a rule of thumb, but as a suggestion, let's say you want to get people excited about new arrivals and you have the show maybe once a month. So if it's the fourth Friday of the month, then guess what? You don't want to schedule this post an hour before the show, right? You can schedule this post perhaps the day before, or perhaps the few days before, or whenever. I personally schedule my posts when I'm keeping that in mind, but also when the analytics tell me my viewers or my followers are most active on that platform. And I'll show you that after we get done through here, because that's a separate area where you can see your most active followers. So perhaps it's a Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Perhaps it's a Saturday night at 8 p.m. So I'll schedule the post maybe a few minutes before that scheduled most active time, a few days before the actual event, if that makes sense. I know that was a mouthful. So again, let's just arbitrarily schedule this for Tuesday, January 27th at 11:05 a.m. If that works for you, you hit the plus symbol key. Okay, and then it has that date. It confirms it there. Okay, I don't ever boost my posts. I don't pay for ads. Okay, if I'm going to pay for an ad, it's going to be outside on the billboard on the side of a highway somewhere. Okay, I'm going to make it make sense. All right, so then you hit schedule, and then it's scheduling. Okay. And it says it may take a few minutes for you to schedule your post. You could check back, but for like instantaneously, I want to say that it is scheduled. So then here under your content, it automatically brings you to this area. Right now, you're under posts. We're going to get to the reels in a section, but right now we're under post. Here's your scheduled post, and again, you can scroll down. That's what we just did. If we wanted to see our published post, we tap published. Okay, this is what was published maybe yesterday. These are all the scheduled posts, and then the activity, right? And then let's see what else. And then your draft. So if you have a draft for that day, then you can also see that. So here's where you're going to toggle the viewability. So you're going to tap that menu, and then you can see your scheduled. Okay, so that's that. So now that is for the post. Now we also want to schedule that short reel, that reel and the story, because again, those are the 3 different channels on Facebook and Instagram that you can sell, market, promote. The post on your feed, your story, and short videos. And when I was speaking to Misty Kirby in DR, she literally told me, I was asking her like, what's the next big thing? What should consultants be really working on or being consistent in specifically? She said short videos. Short videos, less than 10 seconds, 15 seconds max, etc., so forth. She said short videos. And as you can see, between Paparazzi and even Misty's personal channel on TikTok, she has a lot of short videos. Hanifa said, yep, she told me the same thing. You see? Yep, short videos, short videos. All right, so we are going to be more intentional about short videos. Images are great, but images are not always going to capture that audience. A lot of people don't watch my feed, they watch my story. So I got to give them a little bit of an animation in the story, okay? We could post images in stories too, but it's not as effective for me. It's not as effective as a animated video. Okay, so now we're going to create new. We can do, again, story or reel. We could do the reel. Here's the reel. It already has music, so we don't even have to add audio, but you could do that if you want to. You can add text if you want to. Again, stickers. But again, we're reclaiming our time. This ad is enough for me. We're just simply going to hit next. Okay, we're going to give it that same description. Paste. And again, we have the, oh, that I think I just pasted the hashtags. So let me get the caption. All right, the caption, the actual caption is unbox the glow. So right there in the beginning, we're just gonna paste that, paste. All right, so we just pasted it. We scroll up. And again, for me, I don't want to say double dip, but I kind of do. So I want it to show there the title. I'm going to copy that. The title is also going to be in the description. And then I'm also going to put the title of the video here. All right, Unbox the Glow. For those of you who don't know, actually, I can't do it on this one. Okay, no worries. All right, so new reel. And here, as you can see, Instagram is deselected. Because usually on my Instagram, I do a collaboration between my personal profile and my business profile. And that collaboration can reach both audiences. So that's why I typically, for Reels, I don't use this functionality. I just do it on the platform. But again, you can do it however you see fit or what's most effective for you, efficient for you. We hit the the check symbol. Scheduling options, again, you can publish now or schedule later since we're doing the automation. We could schedule the reel, let's say. So again, the image is going to post at 11:05. So perhaps after that image post, we can schedule it for maybe an hour later or maybe a half hour later. Again, you just drag the times. Let me just do this quick. 11:30. Let's say 11:30. It posts at 11:05 and then 11:30. This will post thereafter. Okay. Scheduled, hit schedule. Again, now it's scheduled. If we go to the Reels tab, you'll see what was published. If we tap published, go down to scheduled. Now we'll see this scheduled reel is actually, this is loading. You could tell by it says the January 27th. Okay, so that was the reel. I know we're coming up short on time and I do want to be respectful of your time. So let's do TikTok real quick. And then I'll open it up for questions. TikTok. My girl Nikki V, who comes up on my feed. And by the way, when you see your papa, brother, and sisters hit your feet, just give them some love. Double tap a heart. That engagement matters, all right? So even if you're not on there to be scrolling, if you see a papa, brother, or sister come up on your feed, double tap, drop them a comment because all engagement matters, okay? All right, so now we are in TikTok. TikTok loves short videos. So I'm not going to use the image. We'll use the video, okay? Let's see right there. Let's tap that. Come on. Okay, use that video, hit next. Again, it's going to give you that that preview. These are some of more features, adding stickers, adding enhancements, changing the filter. You can even create another video or more like animation if you tap that for like it's like their templates, I should say. They automatically add music. I'm just going to X out because we have the music. Okay. Now, if we hit next, Okay, if we hit next, again, we can paste that hashtag or the caption. Just pretend that we pasted the caption. Down here, more options. You can schedule the post. Okay, we could schedule. And then again, you can choose what day and time. Now, again, I don't use the exact times perhaps that I use for other platforms because I go by my analytics. When are my viewers most active on this platform? That will always be different. Okay, so I go by that. Matter of fact, I have to show you that area where you can find it. But long story short, typically Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. During the week, it's typically 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. And then on the weekends, on Saturdays, it's typically 8 p.m. And then on Sundays, it's typically 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and then 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So those are my analytics for this platform, which are different from Facebook and Instagram. So again, you can choose an arbitrary date, time to post, or you can use the analytics. Now it's scheduled. You can allow comments. Now, the only thing with TikTok is you also have to include your content disclosure. Okay, it does automatically do the AI. Okay, that's something actually by law. So this may not populate if you're not in one of those states, but New York, New Jersey, by law, we now have to indicate that something was created or has AI image generation. Okay, so content disclosure is on. So let's just tap that because we also have to mention our brand. So content disclosure, you want to make sure that you are disclosing, let's see, was that it? Content disclosure. It should be, okay, yeah, so it's that first one. All right, so under content disclosure settings is disclose commercial content. Yes, because we are a brand. So it says your brand or someone else's. It's our brand. Okay, and then you hit save. All right, content disclosure is on. We're going to hit continue. All right, and then we can simply exit out of there. Under the options menu, it brings us back to our posting page. You can add your location, etc. You can make it public or private. Everything should be public when it comes to business. Then down here, you can either save it to your drafts or schedule it. Now it's scheduled. Okay, and it tells you up here, well, that short window, it says your post would be your scheduled post will post on that day and time. That was like the little confirmation up there. Okay, so I again do want to respect your time, but simply put, it doesn't require daily posting. I usually, again, I'm going to dedicate time today to do 2-3 hours to create the content, create the captions, then to post or schedule the posts to the pages in various platforms. And again, that's me because I'm very meticulous. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my stuff, right? That's what Erica said. But simply put, you don't have to go into those fine details unless you want to. All right, so that's pretty much it. We will open it up for questions, but before we go, I definitely want you to also take action. There's always a call to action. So this week, I want you to batch just 3 posts. Okay, that's it. That's the challenge. Batch 3 posts, okay? 3 posts. And then next week, we may have to reschedule because EMP, those virtual sessions opened up, and I will be attending the virtual session. So we will reschedule the 31st. I just have to look at my calendar to see what day and time will be best for all. But yes, so next time we'll be stepping into the leadership part and building that brand authority with AI. All right, so your business should support you in your life and not consume it. So now we will open up for question. Dion, forgive me, says, did you mention a workbook for us in the training? So yes, the workbook now actually literally simply is that recap summary where I'm going to share our prompts that we used today, as well as the exact steps, the recap, everything that was discussed today that will be shared with you by the end of the business day. I just have to wait for the video to download. as well as receive that summary recap. And then I have to put that into a shareable document, and I will email that to all of you who attended today. And if you wasn't able to stay on or want to catch up on previous episodes, that's on our YouTube channel under the AI training series playlist, and that's on K-Style Collection. You're so welcome, Jana. Yes, you got it. You got it. Yes. Thank you so much, Sherry. So if anyone has any questions, it's 11 o'clock. My computer talks. If you have any questions, I'm willing to stay on and do Q&A. If you want me to create something else or show you how to, I'm willing to stay on. Absolutely. Thank you, Gina. Okay, perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Hanifa. Thank you, Annie.